Alright, hello, and this is our project, Deal or No Deal, High Stakes Negotiation with Banker. Here are all the group members. This is me, Saqib S. Ahmed. I'm the team leader and designer, and I went over the project, coordinated tasks, and designed the layout, visuals, and user experience of the game. This is my friend Steven Acosta Pliego. He was a programmer and coder, and he handled all core PHP logic, implemented game functionality, and ensured the code runs correctly. And then we also have Vincent Shoulders. He was a tester and documentation guy. He tested the game for bugs, uh, verified gameplay accuracy, and prepared written documentation for the presentation. You want to say hi to everyone, Vincent?
I'm here.
All right,
This Vincent.
all right. So I'm going to start with going over the Kanban methodology that we all use. So we used a simple Kanban process to keep track of our work as we were polishing it. We put our jobs into 5 columns: backlog, to do, in progress, review, and done. As we worked on each assignment, we pushed it across the board. This made it easy for us to identify what still needed work, what we were actively improving, and what had previously been reviewed and finished. Kanban helped us stay on the same page while polishing animations, fixed bugs, and made things more responsive and finished final testing. On the next page, I believe, yes. So this is where we provide an example of how we used Kanban methodology. This is from the day of 16th to the day of 19th, and this was our Kanban cycle 4, and this was what we did and how we used the methodology to finish this project. Anyways, so from here on, we'll be talking about the project overview. So, Deal or No Deal, it is a classic high-stakes game of chance and strategy in which players choose a briefcase and negotiate with an algorithmic banker. In each round, players have to make psychological choices between guaranteed offers and possible fortunes. The server-side complexity makes the game unpredictable and fun. All right, from here on, I'll be talking about the core features that we implemented. So the first one is PHP session-based briefcase management with offer history tracking. So here we used PHP's dollar underscore sessions to store all of the game's data without having a database for the briefcase system. We set up important session variables inside the start new game function in functions.php. This included the case underscore values array, the open underscore cases array, the player select player case, a variable, the current round, and an offer underscore history array that keeps track of every banker offer, including its round number, offer amount, strategy, and number of cases left. The session starts in game.php with session underscore start function to make sure that the game state stays the same when the page is reloaded. The move to offer phase function adds a new entry to offer underscore history every time the game goes into the offer phase. This lets the players see a running history of all offers. This session-based solution lets you play many games at once in different browser sessions. It keeps the project small, doesn't need a database, and lets you quickly retrieve the state. Alright, on to the second one, algorithmic banker with multiple variable PHP calculations. The calculate banker offer function in functions.php controls banker offers. Our multi-factor methodology provides realistic and dynamic offers. The current round of the game, the banker strategy, market happenings, and a little random volatility are all considered while calculating the offer, which is then altered based on several characteristics. Pressure, bluff, or neutral strategies are randomly selected each round, affecting the offer. The game's round multipliers increase in config.php to make later rounds more fierce. Market events increase variance by slightly raising or reducing the offer. 5% or less random volatility makes the offer unpredictable. The code uses PHP functions like array underscore sum, count, and round to construct the final offer in full dollars, and a helper called get remaining values to detect remaining values. This technique makes code modification easy and gives players a fun and engaging experience. Alright, on to the third one, a procedural value distribution with hard-coded value sets. Our project's briefcase money values come from config.php's money values array. which has 15 predefined quantities from $1 to $500,000. When a new game starts, functions.php start new game a method copies this array into a local variable, shuffles it using PHP scramble function, and assigns each jumbled value to a case number using a loop. This ensures a fair and random case distribution at game start. To protect the game's integrity, the openCase function uses server-side validation to check if a case has already been opened, or if the player is opening their own. If either condition is true, the function returns false and blocks the activity. The openCases session array contains only valid case selections. This technique assures fair gaming through unpredictability and reliable defense against cheating and client-side manipulation, giving each player a unique and safe experience. And then our last core feature, it will be the CSS animated briefcase interactions and value reveals. We use style.css for animations. CSS custom keyframe effects include flip-in for exposing cases, pulsing and flashing effects for interactive or chosen items, fade-in transitions for fresh information, slide-up and slide-down motions for banker offers, and wiggle animations for market event alerts. These animations use CSS classes like .caseButton for unopened cases, .playersCase for users selected briefcase, .openCase for flip cases, and .offerPanel for the banker's offer box. The game state in game.php actively affects these classes. PHP loads new HTML when the player opens a case or makes a choice, and the browser starts a CSS animation. This is fluid and lively without JavaScript. The animations employ animation, fill mode, forwards, transform, translate Y, and rotate Y for 3D motion. Hover transitions and media queries to be responsive on all screen sizes. Alright, I'll have my teammate go over the rest few slides and then we can get on with the demo.
Yes. Vincent here. I'm going to take over here. And we're just going to talk about some additional key features and implementations. And then we're also going to cover some code snippets from the code that we put together. One of the additional key features is the banker's strategic offers. In the functions PHP file, we added 3 alternative banker tactics to the calculate banker offer function. We have the neutral, the bluff, and the pressure. The neutral technique employs the precise mathematical offer. It conveys a hint that the banker is being figured out. There's the bluff strategy that raises the offer to get the player to accept early, and then the pressure strategy that reduces the offer to see how confident the player is. Each of the strategies comes with a hint that is particular to the approach that can be found in the game PHP file. The session saves the strategy for each round so that it can be shown consistently on the offer screen. We also introduced a way to let people know when the offer is about to expire by saving a future round number in the session and providing a warning message. The offer history keeps track of all offers and their strategies so that players can understand how things have changed over time. These psychological factors make the game feel more alive. It makes it feel a little bit more real, and they may make you doubt, trust, or feel rushed and take risks that you wouldn't normally take. We have the progressive value revelation as of round 3. You start to see the function get revealed value range, which is in the functions PHP. And it provides value range knowledge. This function uses the get remaining values function to sort unopened case values and calculate the minimum maximum number of cases in play. The associative arrays are provided to the game PHP as a intelligence report, and it shows the players like a range of probable outcomes, such as the remaining values range from X to Y. This information is only shown during the offer phase and clarifies risk and return. On the same round, players can compare the banker's offer to the value range remaining on the table to make better judgments. And then you have the dynamic round structure. So the array called cases per round, which is in the config PHP, it requires 5 case openings in round one, and then also in round 4, 3, 2, and 1 from round 5 onward, creating a non-linear pace. In the functions PHP, the is round complete function checks how many cases the player has opened in the current round and compares it to the criteria for that round using a fallback value of one case for rounds not in the array. Changing typo or adding features is straightforward with the config PHP constants. You also have a reject deal feature, which advances the round counter and resets the number of cases opened when a player rejects a deal. Keeping the progression neat and constant. This format provides speedy early rounds that expose numerous values and slower the late rounds that build tension, making gameplay dramatic and similar to the show. So how the game works, and if you watch the show, then you're pretty much aware of it, but the player chooses one of the 15 briefcases with a hidden amount. The banker makes an offer based on the remaining amount, and randomly pick strategy, which may be neutral, inflated, or purposely low after each round. For round 3, the player receives an intelligence report about the remaining values. The player must accept the offer to end the game or can reject it to advance to the next round. The player decides whether to keep the original case or switch with the last unopened one with just 2 remaining. Their winnings depend on the final amount. Through the game, strategy entails controlling risks, assessing the banker's action, analyzing disclosed values, and deciding when to accept or decline an offer. So we ran multiple tests. I, as the tester and the documentation person, I played the game a couple of times, but I'm just going to go over what we documented. First, we confirmed that each game starts with a new case value shuffle, and that players can choose any case each cycle. We verified that case openings work and cannot be repeated. The player also cannot accidentally open their own briefcase during gameplay. We tried accepting a banker's deal, which shows the results screen immediately, and refusing all offers until only 2 cases remain when the player can keep or swap their case. We made sure the play again button resets everything and starts a new session after the final reveal. The layout was evaluated for mobile responsiveness to guarantee it looks clean and functional on a smaller display. I actually tried it out on the smaller screen. It actually looks better on a mobile display. And I'll talk about that in the code snippets. But we also found that the banker strategy tips offered during each, the strategy tips occurred during each offer. The intelligence reports begin in round 3. Expiration warning displayed before an offer expires, and all testing shows that the game flow and user experience performed as intended. And then next we're going to get into some code snippets. I'm not going to spend long here because they're, I can explain what's going on in here, but just giving you like a general look at it. We just wanted you to see a couple of things. Directly to the left is just our Explorer. It shows you the number of PHP files that we incorporated in this. Of course, we talked about a lot of it, the config and the functions being some of the main ones. The game PHP being where most of the game functions are being ran from. And then you have the style CSS to control how it looks, the results, result PHP for the post-game animations and effects. But yeah, that's just about all that we have right here. I show where the left sidebar effects are. This is just some of the functions that you see here, like is remaining and all values and remaining values. But that's just all that I wanted to show right here. Of course, there's not much to explain with most of these snippets. We already kind of covered a lot of it in previous slides, but yeah, these are the snippets from the code. As you can see, a lot of it is very detailed. We did provide a lot of comments. And a lot of our class definitions or class names pretty much tell you what a lot of these defining factors are about. As you can see in this one right here, you see banker multipliers and bonus round chance. These are classes and divs that were labeled so that we can control some of the values and some of the effects within the code. You can see certain functions were named properly, like get remaining value and array sum. Um, and all of these functions were we put a lot of thought into naming these functions as well. On the last slide, it is just a one last snippet, just showing you how we got like the remaining cases, um, the array values. One of the things that I did notice in testing the game is that it looks a lot better on mobile when you put it on a laptop. It is using a flex display. The cases are in an array that is using like flex one, but unfortunately the boxes aren't arrayed in the way that we would like it. It still looks pretty good, but that was one of the things that I noticed during testing. Everything works perfectly fine. Everything looks pretty good. It's just the way that the boxes are arranged. I did try to put them in rows and align them up, but that was one of the last things that we were working on. But that was all for our slideshow presentation. I'm not sure if we're going into the demo yet, or do you want to show the? Yeah, there we
Yeah, we
go.
can jump straight into the demo. So this is the introduction page. This will be separate from the actual game, and this is just an overview of us essentially. I'm the project leader. Project title: Deal or No Deal. Project description: An interactive game simulation built solely with PHP and CSS animations, and team members and roles. So this is kind of what we went over already. So without further ado, we will begin the demo. Alright, so this is the index.php. This is the very first page you're hit with. As you can see, there are some animations here, and this is a section where it tells you how to play the game essentially, but there we go more in depth if you click on learn more. And this is the about.php. So this just tells you more about the game, how it works. It just repeats from the previous page, the strategy on actually how to run and win the game. So as you can see, success in deal or no deal is all about understanding probabilities and managing risk, uh, price and value. So here are all the briefcases with values in it, uh, project information, some of the things that we used in this project, and again, it's all three of us. So let's go back to the home page and let's actually start the game. All right, so here it's a game.php. This contains 15 briefcases and it is, well, it changes with the size of the browser. So
Yeah, that was one of
let's,
the things that I had mentioned.
yeah, so let's pick 7. It's gonna be our case and we will pick 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now the banker is offering us this amount of money, and for the first demo, I think I'll go with deal. And well, as you can see, I just lost. So we'll play again, and this time I will continue onwards with no deals. So again, I'll go with 7, and this time we'll pick randomly 10, 4, 14, 6, 9. All right,
Hmm.
we'll take no deal. All right, this time we'll pick 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, we will do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you see this is one of the extra features that we added, intelligence report, and this gives you a range from $1 to $25,000. And yeah, we will also go with no deal again. And the banker seems unusually generous. This is one of the hints and another additional feature that we added. So no deal. Only have 2 more briefcases, 15, 13. Hmm. See, this is there is only one more briefcase, so we will still go with this, and this is the final round. You either keep yours or take the other case, and I'll decide to keep mine. And I just won 5,000. That was what was inside the case. So yeah, that is how the game runs. That is what it does. We have incorporated all the core implementations that were required by us, and we have also included 3 of the additional requirements that we needed to do. But other than that, that's all there is to the project. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Vincent?
No, I think you did a good job with the demo. I think we covered everything.
All right, then I guess that's about it. Thank you all for watching the video.